When the Michelin Pilot Super Sport debuted in 2011, it essentially rewrote the expectations for what's possible from a max performance summer tire. Since its release, it has participated in 3 tire rack comparison tests and emerged as our top choice in each one. Needless to say, the Pilot Super Sport has become the benchmark for max performance summer tires, and each new entrant in the category is looking to beat Michelin at their own game. The 3 newest max performance summer tires are the Goodyear Eagle F1A Symmetric 3, the Kumho Extra PS91, and the Pirelli P0 PZ4. Each one represents the pinnacle of their respective manufacturer's technology, and they utilize lessons learned in professional motorsports in their effort to dethrone the Pilot Super Sport. To determine if one of these new additions has what it takes to ascend to the top of the category, we gathered all 4 tires for a full comparison. Let's see what we found out. To start off this test, I'm driving in the car equipped with the Goodyear Eagle F1A Symmetric 3, and of this group, this tire has the most cushioned and well-isolated ride. It feels like they just mixed a little bit of touring in with their max performance tire. To go along with that, the steering is just a little bit slower than what you'd expect from a max performance summer tire. It'd be nice if it were just a little bit sharper, a little bit more responsive. Now I'm driving in the car equipped with the Kumho Extra PS91, and with this tire the steering's very fast. It feels bright and alert and responsive, but there isn't very much feel or feedback to the wheel. Overall, the ride quality is pretty good with this tire. It can get a little noisy over less than perfect surfaces, and sometimes high-frequency bumps have a tendency to upset it a little bit, to the point that you feel some reverberation through the tires. Now I'm driving the car equipped with the Michelin Pilot Super Sport. The only small negative that we have with this tire on the road is the ride quality. It's taut over all situations like a performance tire should be, but over some bumps, it has a tendency to ramp up in stiffness almost exponentially. It goes from taut to borderline harsh in some situations. Other than that, this tire is just good all around. The handling's nicely weighted and steering's precise and crisp, and it's got good sound quality too. To round out the group, I'm driving the car equipped with the Pirelli P0 PZ4. And the ride on this tire falls somewhere between the Goodyear and the Michelin on the spectrum. It leans a little bit towards the Goodyear side of the equation, kind of has that performance touring feel to it. So it's firm, but it isolates from impacts very well. The sound quality is good, with no real noticeable tread or impact noise, and the handling and steering response are appropriate for a max performance summer tire. When we talk about max performance summer tires, we're still one performance category below what Tire Rack recommends for track use. But a lot of these tires are installed as original equipment on the track tune variant or the highest performance model of certain manufacturers' automobiles, and they're a common sight at track nights and autocross events. To start the test, I'm driving on the Goodyear Eagle F1A Symmetric 3, and entering the slalom, the first thing you notice is it's just not quite as lively or responsive as you'd expect from a max performance summer tire. The ultimate grip level isn't quite as high as the other tires in this test either, but as long as you don't overdrive it, it's very capable. Now I'm driving the car equipped with the Kumho Extra PS91, and compared to the Goodyear, the handling on this tire is very lively and responsive. The steering's crisp and it allows you to place the car precisely where you want it. In the end, it could use a little bit more ultimate grip, but other than that, it is a complete package. Now I'm driving on the Michelin Pilot Super Sport, and this tire just feels so good on track. The steering's direct and gives you exactly what you want, and if you come in a little too wide or a little too hot for a turn, it feels like there's always a little bit of grip left in reserve to cover up for your mistakes. To round out the test, I'm driving on the Pirelli P0 PZ4, and this tire's a nicely balanced package out on the track. The handling's not quite as crisp as the Kumho, and it doesn't have the ultimate grip of the Michelin, but it's just so easy to maximize everything this tire has to give. All 4 tires in this test performed well enough to satisfy most any driver in our wet track testing, with the Pirelli narrowly edging out the Michelin for fastest average lap. Roughly half a second separated the Goodyear from the 2 frontrunners, and the Kumho was another half a second back from there. For drivers of performance vehicles who want a tire to match their car's capability by providing unsurpassed dry and wet street traction and handling, it doesn't get any better than something from the max performance summer category. Michelin's Pilot Super Sport combines impressive wet grip with class-leading performance in the dry and quiet composure on the road. It's our team's top choice in this test and defends its title once again. The Pirelli P0 PZ4 posted best-in-test wet performance figures, along with respectable comfort on the road and dry track data that's just behind the class leader. Though not as overtly sporty as the other tires here, the Goodyear Eagle F1A Symmetric 3 is a refined option and would feel at home on a cross-country trip in a luxury performance vehicle. Rounding out this test group is the Kumho Extra PS91. In this tough crowd, it isn't a standout in any one category, but it represents a compelling option, especially when value is factored into the equation. As we compare tires side by side, we find each one has its own personality. It's not as easy as simply choosing between good and bad. So as you view our test results, it's important to focus on your priorities and what fits best with how, where, and what you drive. And also be sure to go to TireRack.com to view our full test report and learn more about the tires featured in this test.